Hello guys and welcome back to SWTOR Central, and this video is just going to be a debate about whether SWTOR is dead. I guess you can call this part 2 if you want to or not, whatever, doesn't really bother me. This video will be featuring Beattieus and it will also be featuring Mark over from the Alliance. Hope you guys enjoy, just alt-tab or whatever because there's going to be no special footage. And yeah, as I said, hope you guys enjoy and I'll see you at the end. Okay, so in my first video where I said that this year was going to be like a big year for the game, simply because of where they're going with all the story content and not releasing any like fresh multiplayer content, it's kind of a risky move. But seeing where they go with it at the end of it after chapter 16, so it's going to be a big year in regards to whether people are going to stay or not for the multiplayer aspect of the game. So this guy says to me, 2016 is a big year for SWTOR. This will be the last year for the game. Look at the servers, the only active one is pretty much the Harbinger, which obviously means he's on the American servers. I don't think the Harbinger is the only popular one though. Pretty sure, is it the Ebonhawk? The Ebonhawk is pretty popular, right? I don't know.
I've never been on the American servers much.
I think I went over there a couple of times just to check things out, but usually the lag I get on the American servers is just unbearable. I get lag on the European servers, like Jesus Christ, I don't need it on the American servers. Okay, so he says, when the Aussies come back from school or work, no PvP pops are popping. If they are the pops or queue dies within 3 hours, it's basically saying no one's playing the game because of school or whatever, which is kind of a usual thing. I mean, many people do that. I go to work, I don't play while I'm at work, although I wish I could. I can't. He's played this game since beta. All he can say is it hasn't improved at all. BioWare is milking the game until there is nothing to milk. They will shut down the game. He says that heck, EA is already working on a new open world RP game for Star Wars because this one is dead. Now this I don't know about. Is there actually an open world RP game for Star Wars being made? Is that true? Should we Google this?
First I've heard of it.
Yeah, same here. I know there's a few Star Wars games in development, but I don't know anything specific.
No, not even on a quick Google search, I don't think. Nope. There's an open role-playing forum, which looks pretty weird, so I'm going to stay away from that. Because this one is dead. For PvPers, we have been waiting 7 months for Season 7, which is true. We have waited a while for Ranked Season 7 and just released it today, so that's good.
So the new map came out today as well?
Yeah, well, they released, is it 3 new maps, but only one of them is ranked. Oh, the arenas are ranked, aren't they? So whatever arenas they release to, they're ranked.
I think it's just Rishi.
Yeah, the Rishi Code one. And they've also released the cross-faction map, which is the King of the Hill type thing, which is pretty cool. I've still not played that one yet. I didn't bother to.
Is it just the one map that's cross-faction?
Yeah, it's just that one.
It's that map. It's a good idea for the game, really, that cross-faction. I think more things should be cross-faction, certainly.
Oh yeah, definitely. Even like with this whole alliance thing that they're doing, they're kind of hinting at, you know, it being cross-faction, because the story of the game is already cross-faction because your Republican Imperials joined together to take on fucking Archon and whoever other shitfaces that's trying to go against you. So why they don't just do that with the multiplayer aspect already is beyond me.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to increase the player pool as well. Certainly if you're struggling Republic, Empire, and it gets rid of the faction imbalance as well. I think 2-faction MMOs, they're a little bit old-fashioned now, I would say. I mean, it worked for WoW because, WoW is WoW and it's a juggernaut, but for newer MMOs, I think the way to go forward is keeping everyone together is the best idea. I think Rift has 2 factions, but they can team up for PvE. Pretty sure I read that somewhere.
That's pretty cool. I mean, like, we could even have like a new home base, like the Alliance fleet hovering over Odessa or some shit, and that could be like the new like Citadel type place where both factions can go to take their operations quest and stand at the GTN for hours, or just whatever.
Have a PvP fleet. That would be awesome.
A PvP fleet, that would be pretty cool.
Just for the lag, just to go there once,
Yeah,
look at the frame rate, and then leave.
yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't be frames per second. It'd be like frames per hour, maybe, or something like that.
It'd be really stupid. I mean, have you seen SWTOR? The channel SWTOR?
I haven't, no.
Well, she uploaded a video of open world PvP on Oricon, and she has like a full group of 24 people versus God knows how many other people of the opposite faction, and just that video is like lagging shit. It's a good video, but just goes
Well, I imagine it would be like a PowerPoint
oh yes,
presentation. It would be like that.
it's not even that. PowerPoint is faster. With
I
PowerPoint,
did
can
once
control how fast it
take
is.
part in a massive battle on Ilum, and it was just a slideshow. It was during the Gree event. It was like a sort of, I think I'd never recorded it as well. I don't think I was recording videos at the time, but it was like, I don't know, it was maybe about 30, 40 people trying to get into the Imperial base. And that was fun. I think the server almost crashed because we had like a good second or two of lag.
That's pretty insane. I've never done anything like that. I've seen one open world event on Oricon with some people, and I didn't stay that long because it was just unplayable. Yeah, optimization is not this game's best feature. It's not even a feature at all. Okay, so they released the Rishikov Arena, which will be ranked as well, and the Alliance Proving Grounds, which is the mixed faction alliance team. And oh yeah, they did the new gameplay option called Focus, where you can toggle your gameplay focus to PvP or PvE instances.
Oh, that's something I'm impressed with.
Definitely, like I saw this and I was like, okay, that's a pretty good move, but what is now the point in having PvE and PvP dedicated servers? What is the point?
Well, if you look at the server selection thing, they don't state PvE,
Yeah, they got rid of
PvP
it
anymore.
Did I not?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't bother to check that at all, to be honest. So now, like, what? I don't even know where to go with that. That's just silly.
Well, all servers are essentially, they're all PvP and PvE servers now. It's just going to be separate instances. Like, for example, you've got Nar Shaddaa. You're going to load in if you've got your focus set to PvP. If you load into Nar Shaddaa, you'll load into the Nar Shaddaa PvP instance. If you have it set to PvE, you'll load into the Nar Shaddaa PvE instance. So they're just separating them out, I guess.
Yeah. Well, that was definitely a good move, I reckon. But yeah.
I mean, it's not
About the dedicated servers, but I guess if they did change that, then I guess.
it's not a bad idea, and I guess they're trying to encourage people to go to the sort of former PvP servers. You know, I mean, I remember a few months ago, a lot of people, I think it was Tumafreed and NAD is the PvP server, or was the PvP server for Europe. A lot of people we actually recruited because PvE there was pretty dead. So I said, so we managed to get about 3 or 4 people coming over from that server, just so they could get some PvE. You know, they just made level 60s on the Red Eclipse just so they could get some PvE, because apparently PvE was pretty much dead on that server. So maybe encourage them to restart it. You know, maybe encourage people to go there because, you know, you're not forced into PvP anymore.
Yeah, I can guess. I can see the advantages from that. I know people even like Exletalis came to the Red Eclipse. They never stated reasons why, but I guess that could be one of them. And he played originally on Tumafreed and Nerd, which is a PvP server. I think the 3 main servers were the Progenitor, which is RP, which that one fucking died pretty quickly because everybody came to the Red Eclipse from that server. So yeah. So yeah, that's
Seems
really is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the Red Eclipse it's the party server. You know, it's the
Yeah.
best server. That's
Right.
where all the cool kids hang out on the Red Eclipse.
I only even joined this server simply because it's called the Red Eclipse, which is the name of that gang from SWTOR in KOTOR 2. It's the only reason I joined it.
Well, I joined because I went to the fleet. I was on, I think it was called the Silas Shipyards when I first joined. I went to the fleet, and there was 4 people there, and you had to wait about an hour and a half for PvP.
Wow.
That was back in 2012. Before they did the well, they offered you the free transfers, and then they did the merge thing.
Yeah. I remember when they did all the merges a long time ago and people just transferred automatically. I remember something like that happening.
Well, I think it was voluntary at the beginning, and then they just decided everybody just left. And then they just decided, right, we're just going to get rid of these servers because obviously they're not doing anything. They're never going to have a population that's ever going to be big enough to sustain all those servers. I remember first logging, I was like, whoa, we've got a huge list here. I'm going to pick that one because it sounds cool. That's a mistake that I've always made with servers and MMOs. Oh, that one sounds cool. I never do my research.
Typical. All right. Let's go over some of the updates in the patch notes. So just looking in just the general patch notes, guilds can now have up to 1,000 members. Was this not already done?
No, they announced it, but they've only just done it.
Right. So we can now have 1,000 members in our guild.
Apparently, that's a problem. So a lot of big guilds were complaining.
Why would the big guilds complain?
I don't know.
Yeah. Guild members can now be sorted by legacy in order to group characters that share a legacy together. That I actually really like, and I did take a look at this. It's pretty cool, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, I had a look at that earlier as well. It's pretty good. You see everybody. You can sort it by legacy name. I don't know how to nominate a main. I think it's just the GM that can do that. Can nominate your main character and then have all your alts.
You can nominate it yourself. PvE, PvP selection thing on your minimap now. There's like a little guild drop-down box there as well, which is like set officers note, set members note, and set main player, something like that.
Oh, can you do that?
Yeah, I think that's how you select it. I might be wrong. I mean, I haven't tried it, but from what I saw, I think that's how you do it.
Have a look at that and see them. Just looking at. I love the sorting by legacy. I realized how many characters I have in that guild that I'm on the Republic side.
Yeah.
I'm like, my God, some of these I've never played for months.
It happens. I've got over 22 ones and I just don't play all of them. So the guild tab is being removed from the social UI. Which I guess is okay. I mean, they're giving the guild tab its own little window, like a dedicated guild window.
They gave you a way to search for guilds now.
Can you do that? I don't know.
I mean,
They changed something with the search option. I don't remember exactly what it was.
Oh, is that with the /who option? You can actually now search for guilds through the /who option.
They changed something.
Right. They fixed bugs as well with the guild bonus tooltips. Yeah, awesome. Bugs, not a surprise. Players can now add a single space in their character name. Oh my god.
Best feature ever.
This has to be the best thing I've seen since the advanced mounting. This is like insane. I tried to get SWTOR Central and it won't let me take it. And I'm assuming it's because it's got SWTOR in the name, but I'm annoyed about that. I managed to get Imperial Central though, so I'm gonna just go with that.
I managed to get my sniper's name to make sense now.
Sniper Wolf.
Sniper Wolf. Yeah, it's not Snipe Air Wolf. It's now Sniper Wolf now.
Our friend usually goes by the name Orc Wolf, so you might have to fight him for Sniper Wolf at some point.
Oh no, I've got Sniper Wolf now. I've got it reserved now. It's mine, and because I'll be a subscriber, and they don't take it away from you if you're a subscriber at least. So at least I got it. I mean, I couldn't get it spelled correctly. That was the first thing I did. I was like, I'm gonna log in. I'm gonna change my sniper's name because I never liked that name. The way I had to have it.
Lots of people have already changed their names from what I've seen in the general chat.
I like that they're charging 750 cartel coins. anything to make a fast buck.
I know,
Yay.
right? Well, it probably worked with a lot of people, so
Yeah.
good job. Okay, so they also changed the maximum character name length to 20 characters, up from 16, which I'm not too bothered about, to be honest. I haven't had a problem with length yet. With the name.
You know what you need to do now? You need to try and make the longest name ever that makes sense.
But could you take that name, the longest name ever?
Is it enough characters?
I don't know.
The longest name ever. It's
We'll
like
find out.
it would be quite a fun little challenge to see who could get the longest name and the longest title, of course, so that your title, display, everything is just hugely long.
Oh,
add that to your legacy name, and it's like, you know, don't go into PvP.
16-man PvP map.
Yes. Don't go into PvP with that guy because you're gonna easily see him coming from a mile away.
Turn your nameplates off or something. Jesus Christ. Okay. The start at 60 characters that were incorrectly granted the chapter 3 legacy for that class is blah blah blah. Don't really care about that.
I just have to BRB real quick.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Here it is. This is the one that I was interested in, and I guess this is kind of a smart move from BioWare. A crafty one, but a smart one. The start at 60 character tokens will not be refunded if the character engages in meaningful play, such as completing missions, chapters, or participating in flashpoints or crafting.
Also, if you craft anything now, you're not allowed to.
Yeah.
Could you pick your crew skills, or were they assigned to you? I don't remember. Was the 60 I created?
Assigned to you, I believe, depending on which class you chose. They're all predetermined. The only thing you can choose is your advanced class and your discipline path.
Oh yes, it's per class. Because what you would do, of course, is you get double the crafting materials. I guess you could get to abuse it. I never thought of that before. I never think of these things until they patch them out. I'm always way behind with exploits and things like that. At least I'm never going to get banned.
Yeah, I've definitely never done any exploits. Never at all.
I've never done anything intentionally.
Well, I remember the, what was it? The Nightmare Nephra exploit, where you could safe spot Nephra, and you could just beat the shit out of him, and Nephra wouldn't attack you. I say him, her. You could just kill Nephra from behind one of the pillars, something.
Oh, they just couldn't attack you?
Yeah.
Ah.
He was like line of sighting him, and he'd just like stand there shouting at you, and that'd be it.
So it's just a free, what was it, 186 gear at the time?
Yeah, yeah.
So you just got free gear.
Yeah. And also you got all the crafting materials as well that drop, so you could make yourself like a mil or two from doing it. Since all the loot was yours for the taking.
The biggest exploit I remember was the Ravagers one, which I never took part in.
What was that one?
It was, I think you could do the boss, you could do the final boss, and you could loot it an unlimited amount of times. Like if you went out and went back in, the loot chest would become available again for looting. It was something like that. I don't know exactly how it worked because I didn't participate.
That's pretty crazy still.
But yeah, because people would get, like, it was free 198 chest piece you got, and it was all the free, can't remember what the crafting material was called in Shadow of Revan, the purple one, everyone, you get unlimited of them.
The matter transubstantiator.
That's the one. the transmobilitator, I called it.
That's the one. Alright, okay. I definitely wanted to rant on about some of these shit things in Star Wars. Where is this? Where is this? Where is this? Here it is. So, right, in the first video that I made about this, because I was doing this on my own, I was like trying to be like really careful with the things I was saying, because I knew that I was going to piss a lot of people off with the video. I actually did like a full run on the free-to-play view of the game, and then I basically just said that free-to-play players can't whine about shit because they get like all the content up to level 50 story-wise, which is like hundreds of hours of gameplay for free. Can't really complain. I don't know, that was just my opinion. But
you do get a lot for free. I mean, you're getting essentially, you get the stories for free because you get 2 character slots. So
yeah, and that's per server as well.
Is it 2 per server? I thought it was just 2. So could you do all the stories for free?
I think you could, because it was 2 active characters per server.
Wow!
So you could just make 2 characters in one server, jump over to the next server, and create 2 different classes.
I never thought they would let you do that. You know, I thought this is EA. They're gonna restrict you with something. But I never thought they'd let you do this. So you could just you could do all 8 class stories without paying a penny.
Pretty sure you could. Yeah, like all the way up to level 50 anyways.
I mean, I know you could probably delete characters.
Yeah.
And then you know, obviously just make that and then do it. But you're getting, well, imagine it's 8 KOTORs, we could call it. I mean, they're not all obviously going to be the same sort of writing level as Knights of the Old, but 8 KOTORs for free. I mean, it's not a bad deal.
It's insane. Like, no one can complain about that at all.
The way I like, the way I like to think about it is, it's a free-to-play single-player game with MMO trial features. Yes. If you think of it like that, it's not a bad deal, because you're getting, you know, fully voice-acted 8 storylines, some of which are better than others. Trooper, we'll say.
That's the exact same one I hinted at as well. The Trooper story is just fucking terrible. So
I mean, it's one.
Like, Jesus Christ.
It's one of those ones you need rocket boots for it.
Yeah.
Because every time it's like, go to General Garza, go to General Garza, go to General Garza. I was like, no. You need to fast travel to General Garza for that to work.
Yeah. That unlimited quick travel is by far the best thing ever.
It's like the one you get to the ship. It was just excellent. The fast travel you get to your ship.
Oh,
perfect for that.
Yes.
Because they're traveling between planets so many fucking times.
Oh, but it catches you out as well so many times where it says go to the holo terminal on your ship. So you just priority transport to your ship, then it's like go to the hangar to initiate this cutscene. And you're like, for fuck's sake.
Oh yeah, I hated that as well.
That was annoying. Right. I want your guys' opinions on this, because I was trying to think of a definition of a dead MMO, and I was trying to explain this in the last video because a lot of people don't understand what the definition of a dead MMO would be. And to me, the definition would be something along the lines of empty servers constantly, no one online, and the game being like completely profit focused rather than gameplay focused. Something like that. What do you reckon?
I'm trying to think of an example.
That's what I mean. It's like, it's actually pretty difficult to think of a definition for a dead MMO. Like, so many people will come and comment on this video, and even on the previous video, and they'll say, oh yeah, the game is dead because I never see people online. Well, what fucking server are you on? Because there are people on my server, and I see them online right now. So that's not exactly the definition of a dead MMO, is it?
Well, the game's definitely not dead.
Oh no, it's not. Definitely not.
Oh no, it's definitely not dying. Dead. I mean, you could argue dying, dead. It's difficult to tell an MMO that's dying from an MMO that's dead. I mean, obviously you can look at other games like EverQuest Next, dead. Obviously, it's not going to get. Or you could look at things that have been cancelled or shut down, like City of Heroes. That's definitely dead. That was never even dying, that game. But I think the difference between dead and dying is, it's kind of a thing we have to define. Dying, I would say, is empty servers, but still online, still available. Dead, I would say, is unavailable or never going to be available. I'd say a lot of people say WildStar is a dying MMO. Every time I play that, I always see plenty of other people around, and the servers seem reasonable. I mean, I've never played it and ran into, a ghost town. I've always seen other players around, but I'm guessing dying in the sense that it's not profitable, or dying in the sense that it's, it's not populated. Because SWTOR profitability, I read a report recently, and it was for February 2016, and it said that SWTOR was the 4th highest grossing MMO. I don't know how accurate this is, but it had the top 5 sort of top grossing MMOs. WoW, obviously, number 1. I think it was Lineage 1, number 2. Terra, number 3. SWTOR at number 4, and Blade and Soul at number 5. So I don't think EA are going to shut it down when it's, it's one of the sort of highest grossing, certainly MMOs out there right now. It's, 4th.
Yeah,
which is, it's not too bad, really. People think it's terrible that we can't get content or anything like that, or you can't get people to do content. But, in terms of profitability, as long as this game makes money, EA will keep it open. That's the thing. It will be, because EA are ruthless when it comes to things that don't make them any money. As simple as that. We saw last year they shut down a bunch of their online games, and that was some of their biggest franchises. They had like Battlefield and games like that.
Yeah.
There that they shut down. So I would say that this game will it survive 2016? As long as it's profitable, yes. And I think it'll stay profitable. It's going to take a massive, massive decline. And I don't think that we're seeing that massive drop-off in players. The cartel market still makes money. The subscribers in December, they said that they had their highest number of subscribers in 4 years, which, is a good thing. Obviously, the expansion and episode 7 certainly helped out with that.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't see this game shutting down in 2016. I just don't foresee a situation where it's going to decline that badly. I mean, yes, the quality has been pretty poor in terms of the patches. I don't know what major bugs we're going to run into in this patch, but at least it went through on time. It wasn't extended or anything like that this time. So hopefully, if they can get on top of those bug fixes and get the game at least running at a consistent quality. I think getting it at a sort of high quality product is a little bit too much, in terms of their optimizations and things like that. A little bit too much to ask at this point. I wish they would take a patch, maybe after Chapter 16, and just optimize the game. Give us a 64-bit client.
Oh my god, yes.
Give us DirectX 11 or 12. Maybe not solely DirectX 12, but again, you can keep the backwards compatibility with DirectX 9. Because Final Fantasy 14 has a DirectX 9 version and a DirectX 11 client as well. So I don't know why they can't just keep the DirectX 9, because the reasoning for doing it was that they wanted to keep the game accessible to as many people as possible. And that's a good idea. That's a perfectly fine idea. But you have to look at sort of those of us who want to kind of push on a little bit, because, gaming has moved on. DirectX 9 was 2004 DirectX 9 came out? It was a long time ago. We've had DirectX 11 for the longest time, and we're now into Windows 10 with DirectX 12. And certainly gaming is 64-bit in 2016. There's no doubt. I don't think there's many 32-bit applications still running these days. But I think a move towards DirectX 12, supporting more than 2 processor cores.
Yeah.
This is getting technical now. We're getting technical. Supporting more than 2 CPU cores.
Yep.
Take advantage of those, take advantage of the extra RAM afforded to us, take advantage of all the extra hardware that we have right now. And yes, keep the game accessible. I'm not saying put it in Frostbite engine and have it run at 4K on 17 980 Ti's. No, I'm not saying that. Just
use up what we have in our PCs because we're not using the full potential.
Oh, certainly not. We're certainly not.
Especially with people having systems with like 16 gigabytes of RAM plus, and I know that you recently upgraded your GPU from one of your videos. Is it the 390X you're using?
390X. The fans don't even turn on when you're on SWTOR.
Like SWTOR will barely be using like 40% of that. Like Jesus Christ. Like if it was using 100% of that, then wow, the performance would be amazing.
I tried running it in overclock mode, and normal, there's gaming mode, and then there's silent mode, and there's no difference. There's no difference to performance. You still get 20 FPS, and using an AMD CPU, that's a mistake that I made. It's a mistake I'm still paying for. It's like I wish I hadn't. Wish I'd gone Intel with it, because it just seems to take advantage of the single core, because it is 2 cores that it uses maximum. I've shown that. I've showed you videos. Well, I've shown videos of PvP. I did one, and we averaged around 30 FPS. That was with the old graphics card. But I want it to run. You can't actually run it at 4K. Weirdly enough, you can run it at near 4K. Surprisingly well, it runs for near 4K. For a game as badly optimized, I expect it just to blow up really, at 4K.
Probably.
And it was like, but it's like it actually runs okay. So I mean, it's not really the graphics card that's holding it back. It's certainly the memory, certainly your system RAM that's holding it back, and certainly the CPU cores that are holding it back. Because you can clearly see where you're hitting the bottleneck. I run MSI Afterburner with all the stats, and I'm sitting there going, why aren't you using? There's 6 cores there sitting doing nothing.
Exactly. Like I'm using the FX 6300, and even I wish I was using an Intel CPU for Star Wars, but I wouldn't buy one just specifically for Star Wars because I'm a tight ass like that. But my CPU does do the job fine, but Intel do have the stronger single core performance, so it would be better to use an Intel CPU.
You say that like you wouldn't buy a PC to run SWTOR. Well,
no. I wouldn't.
I just bought a second-hand custom-built gaming PC, not to run SWTOR, but I am going to try it with SWTOR. That's the next few videos. I'm chilling my own channel here. It's an opportunity, and I'm taking it. Okay, that's I'm taking it. So the next few videos are going to be this cheap gaming PC, which is a few years old, and we're going to run modern games on it. And surprisingly, it can run quite a few modern games at reasonable settings. Now, this cost me less than the price of a PlayStation 4.
Oh, yeah.
So
the PS4 is still too high.
Yeah, this costs slightly less. The graphics card is a little bit weak, but I'm going to try it with SWTOR. It's got a Core i5. It's quite an old Core i5. It's a third generation Core i5.
Right.
3 gigahertz it sits at. But it's a nice PC for the money. I mean, I thought I stole it off the guy. I bought it on eBay, and I was the only bidder for this PC. And I'm like, I'm so taking this. I'm so taking it. And he sent it to me, and it's really good condition. I'm quite impressed with this computer. I call it the Dream Machine.
The Dream Machine.
Yes, because it's going to do everything. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get rid of all the boxes under my TV. I'm going to have this box. It's going to do everything. That's the plan. That's the dream. That is the dream.
And there we go. The reason behind that name. The Dream Machine.
Yes.
So yeah, I think it's fair to say that we all agree that everyone would...
optimization is...
Yeah, optimization. We would definitely love that. Not that they're going to do it, even though they have done some patches which have apparently increased performance, which I have not yet seen. But yeah, although to be fair, they did do a good job of the loading screens. I have noticed a difference with that. Majority of the loading screens.
Oh yeah, they changed the way it, I can't remember, the way it accesses the data. I think it was.
Yeah.
I can't remember what they actually did now, but it certainly does make a difference.
Yeah.
You know, Darvanis was the worst loading screen ever. Going
it's always
into
Alderaan for me. Alderaan is always the longest one. Like I can go to the fleet on my flagship in like 5 seconds flat, and then Alderaan is you just sat there for like 2 minutes staring at the loading screen.
It was Alderaan, Corellia, Darvanis for me.
Yes. Jesus Christ. Alright, so yeah, game optimization. Definitely a must. Okay. So one of the questions as well that I put into my notes is, I don't know why it says this, but it says, is SWTOR dead? ? And I'm just kind of thinking, why did I put that?
Well, isn't this the point of the video?
Oh, well yeah, but still. Multiplayer and single player content. What is the difference between them both? The approach to it and the impressions that they give off. Wow, I sound really smart when I read this back. I don't even know what this means.
Sure.
Oh, here it is. What content is aimed at? Instances, raids, flashpoints. Login queue. There was actually a problem with login queue when 4.0 released. Like, I actually got a login queue as a subscriber. There was a login queue for me to get into my server.
Oh, yeah.
I was annoyed about that.
ever since the was 4.0 the story release?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ever since the story release, like, it fucking blew up, and that's when obviously the sales started going up and everything.
Yeah.
And with the, like, as long as they're making Star Wars movies as well, this game is going to be popular, like, immensely.
Oh yeah.
Especially for story. But
Yes.
because of that, they do seem to be lacking in PvE, as in, like, raids and whatnot. And especially PvP as well, which a lot of people complaining, like, we haven't gotten anything for years and whatnot.
Yeah,
But
the
focus seems to
definitely
be...
does need something more, and these new PvP maps are definitely something good.
It's something, is what matters.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, definitely.
But, like, it's too much focus on story. It seems.
But
I mean, it is. And then, you know, all the HK bullshit that's coming out.
okay, the HK bullshit is definitely bullshit, but all the story that's coming out, this is the one thing that I was like trying to stress in the last video, is that SWTOR is a story-driven game, so like the main content of the game is going to be story-based.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure I said something along the lines of that the game is pretty much a solo player game just with multiplayer features, and I'm pretty sure that Droda said this earlier as well.
Yeah,
Which is
certainly.
basically what the game is. It's basically just a solo game for you to go play some really awesome story with some multiplayer content, and I believe that is what they aimed this game to be when they released it. Then I don't believe that they actually ever aimed that this game would be a massively multiplayer online game. I don't believe that.
However, but they made it that way. And when 4.0 came out, and then, you know, afterwards they went back and changed the, you know, the whole nightmare gear drops and whatnot.
Yeah.
Which is what made people realize, like, oh, this game fucking sucks now.
There you go. There's already a point there that we can discuss, and that's the motive to do story mode raids. Like, is there an actual motive to do story mode raids anymore? With them doing priority hard modes now every week, including EV and EC and KP being within those priority hard modes, is there now actually any motive at all to do the story mode raids? Because the 216 gear is absolutely useless compared to the 220 gear. And not only that, the only rewards you get is the 216 gear, and that's it. Nothing else is motivating. There's no motive at all to do the story mode raids. Not in my eyes. Like,
not for people who've played it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's very little I still think there is a decent sort of incentive, but I think the big thing that kind of ruined story mode raids, in my opinion, is Bolster.
Yes.
Bolster is the thing that has just came in and ruined it. It's also ruined hard mode flashpoints. It's just made them absolutely a waste of time. Because I like the idea of you break people in gently at endgame. You've got, your tactical flashpoints, lead into your hard mode flashpoints, and then they lead into the story mode ops. So everybody doing the story mode ops, you would imagine, has at least gone through a few of the hard mode flashpoints. So at least they have an understanding of the mechanics, don't stand here, don't pull this, interrupt that. A basic understanding of how to play their class, and they've a basic understanding of how to gear their class as well. With Bolster, you can just hit level 50 and do ops until you hit 65. So it's all right. I mean, it's a good method of leveling story mode ops if you're leveling. I got 3 ops. It took me to get 50 to 65. One of them was TOS.
It's pretty crazy the XP from the raids.
I mean, it's a good idea for new play, which it seems they're focusing everything for new players at the moment, which is fine, but they're making it too easy. So because the jump from story mode to hard mode, if it's not KP or any of them, it's huge. And if you don't know how to play a class or I don't have any gear, then you're just gonna be like, wow, the story mode. I got through story mode so easily. Why is hard mode so hard?
Statement of the year, Mark. I got through story mode so easily. Why is hard mode so hard?
No, but seriously, if they make story mode so fucking easy, and then you go to hard mode, and it's like, why can't I do this? I did story mode no problem. There's too much of a difficulty bridge.
Yeah, I agree.
A gap.
Yeah, exactly.
With all the nerfs that they did, especially on Temple of Sacrifice, and especially the Underlurker, you now only need 4 people on the cross in story mode.
Yeah,
what bullshit is that?
You get the people who've already done it millions of times, as in story mode, and like, nah, fuck it, we don't need to do tactics. Just fucking go stand somewhere and we'll do it. Like, new players don't learn anything.
It's a very good point. They've taken away quite an important part of the learning experience.
Which, if you did get rid of the bolster, at least then you would know, oh, if I stand here, I die.
Yeah, the AoEs are bad. Get out the circle. You're gonna, and you're dead. Yeah. Well.
Which I heard they got rid of the lurkling AoEs. Story mode.
No, don't think that they did. No,
Have they really got rid of everything? Really?
I don't know.
I mean,
because that was the only thing you really had to worry about in that one.
Yeah, is the ads during the storm.
Yeah.
It's the only thing you have to worry about.
So what's the point in being a healer there if they don't do any damage? The ads.
Yeah, might as well just take 8 sentinels.
Yeah.
Who would think of a crazy idea like that?
Oh yeah, it's so bad now. It's just it's tactical ops we're into now. Although to be fair, that is the most fun op I've done in a while.
Yeah, it looked fun to be honest, but the fact that it's doable is quite concerning.
Yeah, it is quite. Wait until you see the next boss in that series.
Oh god.
Again, shelling my own channel, getting in there.
Well, me and Mark did four-man of Malafar and the Walkers. We 4-manned the Walkers in story mode.
Damn,
It was actually pretty difficult.
Was it difficult? Yeah.
Yeah. We had Gloim tanking. He was on a Guardian tank. I was on Sentinel Combat DPS. We also had a Shadow Infiltration DPS. And we had Mark healing. What was your one, Mark?
Sorcerer, probably. Or Sage.
Yeah, Sage. Yes, it would be Sage. Like, holy shit. That shit was difficult, and I was doing like a solid 5.7k or something. It was pretty difficult. I know 5.7 doesn't seem great now, but this was a while ago. But yes, the fact that those kind of things are doable is quite concerning for the story mode raids.
I mean, it's something for the guilds to do now. I mean, because your guilds, they're not really, story mode is a waste of time for guilds. Hard modes, a lot of us have already cleared those hard modes, so it's a little. I mean, we call that team Suicide Squad is what that team is called. It's just the 8 Sentinel team. We're going to do it once per month, and we've got a list of raids that we're going to clear. We did half a Scum and Villainy run. The hardest boss there was Olok the Shadow, because it's so long.
Yeah, definitely.
And you always lose your buffs, so it's very difficult to then get your buffs back and then get the heals back, that fight. So we hit a brick wall there. We might actually have to sit and gear those Sentinels, because none of them were our mains. That was the thing that's amazing about that is, you know, we were averaging about 4k DPS. We weren't doing massive numbers. We had one person there, that was their main. And it was the person who always died first. That was the problem. It's like, yeah, you do the massive burst, boss hits you and you die. So actually doing high DPS is a disadvantage in that situation, weirdly. So you have to sit there and go, right, I'm going to hold back a little bit, and then I'm going to go for it.
Nothing.
And just remember, the golden rule of being a Sentinel is every Sentinel for themselves.
Oh, yes. Sentinel gives no fucks about anyone else.
Yes.
As long as you're alive, it's okay.
And blame the healer if you die.
Exactly. But in your case, there would be no healer, so just blame the person next to you.
Oh no, we still blame the healer. You know, we're all the healer technically. We're all watchmen, so
Yeah, the self-healers.
it's all our faults. We just blame each other.
Styrac will be interesting for you, although I imagine it to be easy apart from the spin.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
Yeah, the spin will.
Don't worry, we'll yeah. Although if we all pop guarded by the Force, and we'll get one of them at least. But the thing is, you kill things so fast, so we might get it down before, you know, we might only get one. So there's 2 spins, isn't there?
There should be. I think there'll be 2 spins. 2
spins. We might get it down in 1. We incidentally, we did try Nerfa, and Nerfa just one-shots you. If there's no tanks, you just get one-shotted, 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 and it was like, we lasted about 10 seconds in that fight.
Oh god.
So that the plan was to do Dread Fortress, and then we gave up, and then we were going to do KP, but then we thought, nah, let's do Scum and Villainy. We decided upon in the end. That's our method of raiding. It's what should we do tonight? We don't have a plan. Having a plan would be, you know, that'd be foresight. It's like, let's just go in, see how it goes, then quit, like the quitters that we are, and then go off and do it. Go off and do something else. Because we want free loots, isn't it, at the end of the day? We want free shinies, free purples. That's what story mode, that's the purpose of story mode raids. You need them free purples. Although with the Eternal Championship, they're getting more obsolete. Have any of you tried the Eternal Championship yet?
Nope. I'm looking forward to trying it out though.
Oh, you're in for a treat if you try it. It is tough. It's tougher than you expect.
It's actually tough.
It is tough.
It's challenging.
Boss number 6 really needs to be nerfed. Like it's ridiculous. It's basically Zorn and Toph.
Right.
With the handler. No, you kill Zorn and Toph, and then you fight the handler. This is Zorn and Toph with the handler, with the Califares. Is it Califares in the Dread Council fight that has the shield under him?
Calfaris, yeah.
Calfares, yeah, that guy. It's like that, so you have to stay within melee range, keep them apart,
God.
And then there's almost a tank swap thing with your companion when the handler guy does a combo thing that he does if you get too many stacks of a combo debuff. It took me about 6 attempts to get this down.
Solo gameplay mechanics. Who would have thought?
It's the equivalent. The first 5 waves are just cleave everything and don't worry. Right, the wave 6, when you hit the 6th boss, it's like tactical flashpoint is number 5, and this is a hard mode up. It's just a huge jump in difficulty.
Oh my god.
Boss number 7 is bugged, so you get stun mines, and 8, 9, and 10 are pretty easy in terms of that. And I'm sitting there going, what the hell did I do? At first I saw there was a purple circle around, and I'm like, I don't want to stand in that circle. It's like, but you have to stand in the circle. So I'm not going to stand in the purple circle. So that's a stupid idea. But if you don't stand in the purple circle, it reflects the damage back to you.
Right. So in this
So-
case, we stand in the AoE.
Yeah, you stand in the purple circle. He's got 2 adds. What they need to do is nerf the health on the 2 adds, or get rid of one of the adds and just increase the health of 1 add. Because 1 add plus the boss is easy enough. But the only way I found to do it is to let my companion fight the add and the handler guy, and then taunt the handler guy whenever my companion had too many stacks of this combo debuff thing. So it was so hard. It was like, it took me. I've got a video up. I put a video up today of me, and the background of it is all my deaths.
I'm gonna have to go look at this.
I called it the hardcore you've been waiting for, because it is pretty tough. I think what I would do is keep that as that hard, but make it like boss 9 or something, because it's so ridiculously hard at the moment. I mean, it is doable. Certainly, I managed to get it down. I changed his plasma to tactics to the tank spec. It's like that was every single Vanguard spec. I found that full burst tactics spec was the best way to go.
I'll probably do this with my Juggernaut, I reckon. Vengeance.
Oh, it's gonna be so melee unfriendly. The last boss is like I never stop moving at all in the last boss fight. But it's not hugely. I didn't find it undoable. I mean, it's kind of like a mix between the last boss is a mix between Sword Squadron HM and Kefis from EC.
Ooh.
To give you an idea. I'm trying to think. Boss 7 I called the tank and the asshole.
The tank and the asshole.
The tank and the asshole. That's a tough fight. That's a tough fight. When you get beyond wave 5 is going to be tough. But the rewards for the Eternal Championship are 216 Mark 1 gear without the set bonus. So the gear is fairly decent, actually. You know, it's you can get 208 gear, but I don't see the point in buying that. It's like I think it's like 2 common or 2 whatever Eternal Championship tokens for 208, or it's 4 for 216. So just get the 4 and get the 216 would be my advice, because it is the 216 Mark 1 gear. Right. It's got the mod and enhancement are the Mark 1. The armoring is not the set bonus, so you're still gonna have to do the ops to get the set bonus.
Yeah.
So there you go. That feeds into maybe making certainly hard mode flashpoints are certainly going to be totally useless. I mean, you're going to have to do something to gear for it, but you can just do heroics to get the gear to get into the Eternal Championship, because you definitely get your, what are they called? Elite comms and basic comms. I'm calling them comms because I can't be bothered calling them crystals.
I've not stopped calling them comms either.
Yeah. It also renders ultimate comms or glowing data crystals. There you go. I remembered. Useless right now, because why would you buy the 220 Mark 4 gear when you can get 216 Mark 1, which is far better?
Exactly. It would make
from doing the Eternal Championship.
Not that comms gear has ever been good anyways.
No, it's there. It's there when you get nothing else to get.
Solution.
Yeah, I mean, it's there. It fills a hole really until you buy something. I never augment comm gear, commendation implants. It's never a waste of time.
Oh yeah.
And then you just get your tier piece, or you get your Mark 2s. It's like I'm drowning in 220 Mark 2s right now. Anybody who raids is like you just get them, give them away for free at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there going, I've got a belt here. I don't want to vendor it. I might need it. But then I realized every single character I have has at least got a 220 Mark II belt. And I'm sitting there going, yeah, but I might make another character. So I'm sitting there with all this inventory wasted space right now with all that 220 Mark II stuff. It's like, it's good, but I might want to try it. 224 gear is another thing. It's like, it's just a free 224 fest whenever you get. That's another thing I'd love to see going, certainly, is the priority op
Yes.
priority up of the week. Get rid of that.
Oh yes.
Really, that's a disaster, that thing. EV not that I have any problem with people being able to clear EV and KP. Like, I don't have a problem with people getting best in slot loot. A lot of people, it's a misconception with the raiding community that a lot of people think that the raiding community hates people getting good loot. It's like, I don't hate that. I don't hate that. Fine. But I don't think that EV KP should be rewarding the best gear in the game.
Oh no, it really shouldn't.
You know, especially when you have all these nightmare ops. I mean, I'm not a nightmare raider. I'll be honest. I'm a hard mode raider.
Yeah.
I don't really do a lot of nightmare, but I do feel that the nightmare raiders should get the best gear in the game
Oh yeah.
because it's the hardest content. And
Yeah.
the other side of that is it might motivate me to go and do nightmare.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's like what I wanted to talk about earlier with the motivation of story mode raids, but because there's no motivation to do that, which means there's no motivation to do nightmare either. So no one's gonna want to do it.
It's interesting, the removal of mechanics in story mode. I mean, some people are really against it, but I'm saying that my view on that is if people were ignoring mechanics in the first place, then there's no point in that mechanic being there. So if people were just ignoring, like Kefis, who just stands there like a targeting dummy for 50%.
Yeah.
I mean, poor Kefis. I mean, you really need to do more with that guy. I'm thinking he'll be the one. He'll be revealed as the big bad at the end of chapter 16. That's my feeling.
Yeah. Probably.
It'll be Kefis, or either that, or while we're away fighting Arkin and his sister, Kefis will have taken over the galaxy.
Yeah.
I still want
Valkorian's head or something, and
yeah,
just sitting on the Eternal Throne. Be interesting to see.
But I think that if people are going to ignore mechanics in story mode, either make the mechanics relevant or take them out.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's one of those things that the mechanic is pointless if you can just ignore it. You know, if you don't have to take Kefis to a thing and get the lightning to knock the pillar down, you know, what is the point in having the mechanic in there? My solution would be to try and keep the mechanics relevant, because in hard mode all the mechanics are relevant.
Oh yes.
At least. But that way when you go from story to hard, if you've just been ignoring the mechanics, it's just going to be the same thing. But you go in and you go, oh, what do I do? This does something now? And it's kind of mixed bag. If people are going to ignore them, then you're better off just taking them out, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, I think it just comes down to all the story modes just being too easy now because of how much they've nerfed them all. So people will ignore the mechanics because they don't need to be done anymore.
But that's the thing. People were failing. Underlurker was failed on mechanics. So what do you do about those mechanics? I mean, do you train people how to do mechanics? I think the solution is to put more of those mechanics out in the world. You know, have a boss where you need a position. I think that's what the Eternal Championship is trying to do. Despite my rant about it being really, really difficult, it's got a lot of mechanics. And certainly if you go in there and just think you can just full 224 gear and just zerg your way through it, you're going to get a hell of a shock. Because I got a hell of a shock. I did that on Sunday night and it's like, what the hell? I've got an hour and 40 minutes of footage and most of it is me dying.
I'm really interested to see this now. I really want to play it.
Oh no, it really is worth playing, certainly.
Yeah, I'll definitely try it out at some point tonight. So it's probably a good thing that they put that in again, especially if it's going to teach people some basic raiding mechanics.
I'm just waiting for the forum posts on the general forums when it launches. Oh my god, nerf chapter 6. I can't do this in my level 48 greens.
They'll be putting bolster in there before you know it.
Oh, definitely.
And the rewards will just be crystals and nothing else. There'll be no gear.
Well, the rewards are they're okay. I mean, they're okay for your ults, really, I think. It's one of those things you're going to do for ults.
Yeah.
I think you're not going to do it for your main. As a raider, you're not going to do it for your main. It might get people into sort of hard mode flashpoints and story mode ops. They might go and try them. That's the hope, at least, if they can master the Eternal Championship. Because honestly, EV HM is a walk in the park. Well, it's a walk in the park anyway, but it's going to be a walk in the park compared to some of those Eternal Championship bosses. But I think it's quite a good method. I think number 6 does need to go though. I mean, if you look at the PTS forum posts, everyone's I think saying the same thing. Number 6 is the troublesome one.
Well, that's good. There's a challenging boss fight. That's good. I'd see that as a good thing.
Bring a taunt. My advice: bring a taunt. And well, repair money you don't care about on the PTS. Really, it doesn't really matter. But I lost money on that. I think I lost about a good 120,000 credits doing that. It's like, if that was live, I'd have been so angry. But I realised it's only the PTS. It's going to get wiped tomorrow or something.
Which would have been terrible, of course.
But you do get that there are good challenges for raiders in the Eternal Championship. You've got like a 15-minute speed run thing. You've got a don't die in the Eternal Championship. I think you get titles and things. And then doing it with every single class, there's like a title as well.
That's
so that's
cool. So
but
there's some motivation right there.
I mean, there's good motivation, but the only downside is you have to finish chapter 9 in the story mode.
What?
In Knights of the Fall. Yeah, to be able to access it. And it's like, I've only done that on 4 characters.
Oh, come on.
It's like,
I've done this on like 3 characters. I didn't even want to do it on 3, for fuck's sake. That's going to annoy me.
That is a big minus in the category. I think that's another thing I don't like about this attention to story is it's not very alt friendly.
No.
Because I don't want to go through Knights of the Fallen Empire with 23 characters. There's no chance of doing that when I can just go queue for Dread Fortress and level that method. And even spacebarring it through it, it takes far too long, in my opinion.
I think it takes like a good 6 hours or so to get to where you need to be. For all the chapters that are available at the moment. I don't know about the newest one, but a good 6 hours.
I haven't tried the newest one yet. I'll just wait a few days till they fix the bugs.
Yeah, no doubt there'll be several already. Since we are in the beta access. Sorry, the early access.
The early access. The pay to be frustrated. Pay to test. That's a new thing. Not pay to win. Pay to test.
I'll pay you and I'll test your game.
Yeah. It's a great business model if you're the developer. It's a great.
If you're the developer.
It's one of those things that's crept into gaming these days is early access. It's like, you buy the game, you test it, and then we'll fix it. Maybe. It's like it's a pretty sweet. It's a pretty sweet deal actually for them. It's like free test. I don't need to hire a Q&A department. We get these suckers to pay for it.
Well, I'm one of the stupid people who just pay for it. So.
Oh yeah, me too.
Just got to do it. Right. I think this video is getting really long. We're on like an hour and 10 minutes already. Jesus Christ.
It's gonna be a big video to upload.
Well, I'll probably just upload it like just an audio background and like.
You're just gonna go for audio.
Yeah. I don't think I'll put any footage there. It already takes me long enough to render a video as it is. I don't want to render an hour-long video with a lot of PvP footage in the background or something.
Oh, you need to put like a death montage in the background.
I'll put a thumbnail there. There you go. That's good enough.
A thumbnail, yeah. Just
I'll put an annotation there for you as well, of course.
Nice. Gotta shill that. You gotta get that corporate shilling in. It's one of the things I've learned about. Yeah, you gotta shill. Get out there and.
Of course.
Shill your channel at every opportunity. I see an opportunity. I take it. That's my philosophy on life.
All right. Okay, let's end this on what everybody thinks of the game. What everyone thinks of the game at the moment.
Let's end it with a song.
A song?
Yes.
All right, let's end it with a
Oh
song.
boy.
You can sing.
Oh, I have to sing?
Yeah, you're the one who mentioned it. You're the one who's singing.
They say go out on the song, you know.
You can sing. Okay, you start to sing, and then I'll cut you out with something. There you go.
What?
Stay tuned for part 2. We will sing a song. There you go.
Not a scam at all.
Yes, make them wait. Make them wait. That's the thing.
All right, okay. I'm going to end it there then, because that's already pretty long. It's going to take me so long to edit that. I hate editing. Okay. Does anybody have any final words before I end this?
The game is not dead. Shut the fuck up.
What about you, Dredder? Any famous last words?
Oh, you know my famous last words. Yes, the game is not dying. Okay, the game struggling. Okay, it's not gonna go anywhere anytime soon. It is profitable, but it certainly could be improved, and there's certainly a lot of work ahead to be improved in this game.
Yes.
But can it make it? Is the question. Can it survive 2016? Yes. Can it survive 2017? Well, there's a Star Wars movie out, and Episode 8's out in 2017, so it probably will survive. We'll probably get a new expansion, and the game will move forward, at least. Whether it'll go in the direction I personally want it to go, I'm unsure about that, so...
Probably not.
Probably not. Probably not. We'll probably be doing level 70 EVHM again. SWTOR once again. Wheel him out. Wheel SWTOR out.
Jesus Christ.
It'll be what, you know, 20,000 years he waited. And then in a 4-year period, he's been killed so many times. You know, you wait 20,000 years for someone to come and show up and kill you and loot you. And then, you know, in a 4 or 5 year period, they never stop. It's like, leave SWTOR alone. That's what I'll leave you on. Okay?
That's a good one. Leave SWTOR alone. That can be
There
our
you
next
go.
charity campaign.
Yes.
Leave SWTOR alone. Alright, so yeah, I agree with Beattieus.